Okay.
Today at Manchester Theatres, I am here with one of Manchester's very own, Wendi Peters, because she is going to be performing in Hope Mill Theatre's Glorious. It is there from the 27th of February. Now, we all know and love Wendi. She has just not long finished a UK tour of Sister Act the Musical, with other stage shows including The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, You Are Here, Big the Musical and White Christmas. But of course, we know Wendi from TV as well in shows such as Doctors, Midsummer Murders, Hetty Feather, and the fabulous Scylla Battersby Brown in Coronation Street. But we are leaving the cobbles behind and heading over to New York to learn all about a lady called Florence, who was called the worst singer in the world. So, Wendi, thank you for joining us. And yeah, tell us who Florence is and this story, Glorious.
I know. I mean, it's hard to believe it's a true story and this person, this wonderful woman actually existed. But her name's Florence Foster Jenkins. She was a New York socialite, and the play is set in the 40s when she's heading towards the autumn of her years. But she's always had this passion for singing. She learned to play the piano as a child and actually played at the White House. But she unfortunately had an accident and is deaf in one ear, and it sort of affects how she hears things, I guess. But that doesn't seem to put her off, and she doesn't really think she's doing anything wrong. But she really was not a very accomplished operatic singer, although she did train. But the great thing about it is it's her joy of not really giving a damn about what anybody else thinks. And because of that, she just entertained people. And sometimes, they were laughing, not always for the right reasons, but it didn't seem, and I say seem in inverted commas, to bother her.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask that because there has always been that debate with her, hasn't there, as to did she know Pete, was she in on the joke or did she truly
Mm.
believe? So we'll never really know the answer to that, I guess, but that gives you an amazing choice as an actress to which kind of path have you decided to go down?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but
Fine.
within the play, we cover all of that, from her passion to people, one person in particular interrupting at a recital, and her confrontation with this person, which makes her a little bit wobbly. But then she realizes that, well, she has a line: for every single person who laughs, there's 1,000 music lovers who want to whisk me up in their arms. So, I guess it's the same with everybody. Whether you feel or you're good or you're bad, there's always going to be someone, those nasty little critics somewhere, who, due to their own personal taste, don't like what you do. So it happens to everybody. It just so happens that her voice isn't the best.
And you are sharing the stage with Charles Hiscock and Anita Booth. So who do they play in the show?
Oh my goodness, they're both so wonderful. Charlie plays Cosme McMoon, who is the young pianist who comes to meet Florence because she needs a new rehearsal pianist. And it really is their story of their relationship. Not in that way, but their professional relationship. And he is absolutely flummoxed by this woman at first, cannot believe. But of course, she offers to pay him an awful lot of money. Her father left her a lot of money when he died. Her father wouldn't give her anything when he was alive because he didn't want her to sing in public. But of course, as soon as he died, he left her a lot of money, and she can sing whenever she wants now. So Charlie plays Cosme, who becomes her rehearsal pianist, and absolutely falls in love with the concept of what Florence is doing. He knows exactly what is happening, but he just sees the joy and enjoyment Florence gets from what she does. And to be honest, we should all take a lesson from it.
Yeah.
Don't give a damn what anybody else thinks about you. It's your life. Do what you want.
Absolutely. And that is a brilliant message that comes out of the show, I'm sure.
Mm.
People, is that kind of the takeaway that you want people to go with?
I think absolutely, but also to go away with heart. Yes, they will laugh. Hopefully, it's a very funny play.
Yeah.
And hopefully the songs will work. In as much as a singer myself, I've had to sort of
Yeah.
adapt and relearn how to sing them slightly badly. Luckily, a lot of them are too high for my vocal range, so it's not been too tricky. But they will laugh, but they will see the heart of this relationship and this woman who just wanted to be adored.
Yeah. And you mentioned there, because obviously you are a singer, like you've said. So which was trickier, kind of learning to sing badly, but without making it look like you're trying to sing badly, or being in a bath with a Great Dane and falling through a ceiling?
Well, they both had their problems. Yeah, it is very hard. It's a fine line between singing badly and looking like you're singing badly, and trying to pick out certain notes that just make it a bit awkward, because anybody can just hit the wrong notes and do all that. I always relate it to Les Dawson, who was the most wonderful pianist. But when he played badly, I mean, that was such a
Yeah.
knack. You need such talent to do that. I mean, it was just brilliant because you weren't expecting it, and then this odd note just suddenly plonked up. And I see it as that. As for the dog and the bath, my goodness, well, 2 days in a cold jacuzzi with carpet over your knees in case the dog did jump in and scratch you. But the dog didn't jump in when I was in. It hated me, so it won't get in when I was
Oh,
in.
it was a big one, was Schmeichel.
Yeah,
So, I mean, Florence, she had fans. One of the biggest being Cole Porter, who
I
just
know.
adored her.
Oh,
So,
I mean, many of the great songwriters, Irving Berlin used to send her
yeah,
flowers. Cole Porter was at every recital. Um, they just loved it. I think they adored her, and they adored the pure entertainment they got from it. Yeah, I mean, she was very famous.
mm. So if she was around today, do you think she'd kind of be looking to do the Britain's Got Talents? I mean, what do you think the likes of Simon Cowell would say of her?
I think it's I've related it to a bit as well, because at the beginning of Britain Got Talent, we all love, and the X Factor, all those programs, we all very sadly love to watch the people who aren't
Yeah.
particularly good, and it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing because these people have been through two auditions with producers, and the producers gone, yeah, get them on, and you're building up these people's hopes. So it's a little bit like that. I don't think in today's world, she possibly would have survived. I mean, Susan Boyle, we all went, oh, come on, what's this woman going to do?
Yeah.
And then she did have a great voice. Florence hasn't.
She's not, bless her, but she was very private about the way that she performed, wasn't she? She was very controlling about who who she let in until one big concert. What was it, do you think, that kind of pushed her to change her mind and open it up and sell tickets?
I think it's because this concert, the venue was offered to her, and she just could not resist. She
Mm.
was offered Carnegie Hall, which in New York, I've done the tour of Carnegie Hall, and it's the most beautiful, beautiful building. And she just couldn't resist the fact that this could be the pinnacle of her career, her amateur career or whatever, would be singing in front of 3,000 people at Carnegie Hall. But the pressure on that was she had to put the money up herself. And if she hadn't sold 3,000 tickets, she was going to lose everything.
Wow.
Thankfully, she did. And it really was a bit of a moment where she got exactly what she wanted, and had the most wonderful evening. And then sadly, and we never know with things like this, sadly, just over a month later, she passed away. But she'd done what she wanted to do. And sometimes then, I guess, I'm a firm believer that your body then, or your mind then goes, that's it, I've done it now. I'm ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
But yes, every other recital before that, or ball that she organised for women's societies, she interviewed everybody that booked a ticket. They
Wow.
had to come to her apartment to be interviewed by her, and again, we don't know whether this is her thinking, I need to know whether these people are going to like me or not, or but she wanted to meet everybody who came to see her.
That's an interesting concept. Can you imagine doing that today?
I know.
An
Can you imagine
interview
being
the
on call with
audience.
Sister Act and going, right, okay, we're in Swansea this week. Right, before we open on the Tuesday, can everybody come and meet me and have a coffee? And then,
It might get rid of a few of the hecklers and the people that keep shouting out, at
yeah,
least.
no, absolutely.
So just to finish then, I think I kind of probably know the answer to this. I think you've actually maybe answered, but what is your favorite sort of Florencism or the takeaway that she gives?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Florence Foster Jenkins, just what an absolute joy of a woman who really didn't give a hoot about anything else other than what she enjoyed doing. And I think we can all take away from that, live life to the full. And if you do something that somebody poo-poos, you just go, well, sod you, I'm going to do it.
You know what? I'm going to take that into my day today. I am going to do that. So thank you so much for your time, Wendi. You can catch Wendi in Glorious at Hope Mill Theatre from the 27th of February.
Hi, I'm Wendi Peters, and I'm really looking forward to playing Florence Foster Jenkins at the Hope Mill Theatre in Manchester from February 27th to March the 30th. Glorious is about the New York socialite Florence Foster Jenkins, who was also known as the worst singer in the world. And it tells the story of the lead-up to her famous concert at Carnegie Hall in New York. Audiences can expect 2 hours of fun, lots of laughs, a few tears, and some terrible, terrible singing. I'm really looking forward to being back home in the Northwest for Glorious at the Hope Mill Theatre and seeing lots of friends and family and having a good catch-up. Book your tickets now.